Well, hello and welcome to another podcast of Listen to the Missus. I'm Art Lewis.
I'm Ann Williams.
Coming to you from the studios of WSGW Radio in Saginaw, Michigan, where we hold forth. The show was on the air for better than 60 years and now in its podcast form. Mm-hmm. We have lots of things to talk about today. I've got a bunch of beverage stories. I know you have some good stuff, so why don't you begin?
Well, first of all, many people will be happy to know that the McRib sandwich is back at McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, because they phased that out when they had it the first time, didn't they?
They bring it back like for a limited period of time every year, just about.
Almost seasonal.
Apparently the last time they had it was November of last year. And they are bringing it back. I saw two conflicting dates, October 7th and October 9th. So this week that we're recording this.
Now, yep.
And it's not going to be available everywhere across the country, but I checked to see if it's here in our local area in Saginaw, Michigan, and it is. All of our local stores around this area have it, but some, not all do. So you might want to check depending on where you are if you like the McRib. I don't know. Have you ever had one?
I never had one. I've thought about trying it several times, and I just never have.
I have had one, not for a very long time, but I wasn't all that impressed. As somebody who likes real ribs, you know.
You like real barbecue.
Real barbecue. It didn't strike me all that great. It's basically a chunk of pork.
It's fast food.
That's with barbecue sauce on it on a bun, and I think there's pickles on it. I'm not sure. I think so, and onions, as I recall. But you know, a lot of people. It's a cult classic kind of a thing.
Yeah, I guess.
And people wait all the time for it to come out. So if you're one of those people, it's out now, and they haven't said how long they're going to keep it on the menu because it's only going to be for a while. But it's there. So
well, stay tuned toward the end of the podcast because if you don't want to wait in the McDonald's line, Ann will tell you how to make them in a crock pot or something similar.
Yeah, we have a crock pot rib recipe we're going to get to later.
Here's one for you. Particularly if you're a total beer snob, I have the absolute most wonderful beer for you. Samuel Adams is producing a beer, very limited. Less than 100 casks of the stuff were made. It is, I can't believe how much the alcohol percentage is. It's super high. To give you an idea, America's Most Extreme Beer has a 28% ABV, which is alcohol by volume. As opposed to, say, Boston Lager, which has 5%.
Wow.
Oh, did I mention they're selling it for $210 a bottle?
Oh, my goodness.
Did I also mention that it's illegal in 15 states?
Jeez. Sounds pretty exclusive there.
Yeah. They made
many different ways.
It's so unique. They made less than 100 casks, and they call it America's Most Extreme Beer. They compare it to a rich vintage port or fine sherry. I'd never having tried any of them, I don't know. But the states where it's illegal, Alaska, Arizona, Georgia, Idaho, Missouri, Mississippi, Montana, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Oregon, South Carolina, Utah, Vermont, and West Virginia, can't be shipped or sold in the state. So there you go. $210 a bottle, 28% alcohol by volume. For all you beer snobs out there.
Yeah, you have to really want it, it sounds like.
You really have to want it. Yeah, you really do. What do you have?
Well, another product going to be out for the holidays. I'm not sure if you can get these yet, but take a look if this sounds enticing to you. You know those kits you can buy at the holidays to make a gingerbread house. You can buy the already baked gingerbread with the decorations, and you just put it together, basically.
Yep. Glue it with the icing and all that stuff.
Well, if you're a chocolate fan, Cadbury's is coming out with a cottage kit that is all chocolate. Okay, it's made out of chocolate bars. So what you get in this kit is you get Cadbury Dairy Milk bars, 2 of them. You get 2 Cadbury Dairy Winter Wonderland Edition bars. And then you get white buttons and flakes. And everything's chocolate. And it also includes, it says, a Dairy Milk Winter Gingerbread Edition bar. And it comes with instructions for assembly, so you can put together an all-chocolate house for the holidays.
You can't be eating it while you're making it, folks.
I think it's just, just to kind of lust after and look at and enjoy.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Here's, do you remember Dr. Pepper came out with a limited edition dark berry flavor earlier this year?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, they have a new one coming now. This is according to Candy Hunting, at Candy Hunting. They got their hands apparently on a couple of bottles of Dr. Pepper cream soda. Apparently, it's going to be Dr. Pepper, which, of course, has a cherry taste. I mean, Dr. Pepper I always thought of as like a cherry Coke or something along those lines.
That's kind of what it is.
And a mix of a classic cream soda with that sweet vanilla taste.
I love a cream soda.
So it's going to come out, I mean, it sounds like an ice cream soda in a can with cherry flavor and cream soda flavor. And it comes both diet and regular. It's called Dr. Pepper and cream soda. So I can't wait to try it. I'm a cream soda fan.
I like cream soda, too.
I grew up drinking not Dr. Pepper. That's funny. Now I got Dr. Pepper in my brain. I can't get rid of it. Dr. Brown. In New York, of course, it was very big. Cream sodas, cherry sodas, celery sodas, which my dad...
Celery soda. I never heard of that
my dad
one.
loved it.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness, my dad loved it.
Interesting.
And I grew up on Dr. Pepper cream soda. I mean, I really liked it. So I can't wait to try this and see what it's like. It's going to be out March 2020, they say. And it's not as strong on the classic Dr. Pepper taste because it now has that vanilla taste. So if you're hankering for a new soda, there you go.
Yeah. Just briefly, one more thing about that Cadbury chocolate kit. I don't know if it's available in stores, but you can get it on their website, and it's about $20. So you just go to the Cadbury website if you're interested in that.
All right. Well, if since you brought up chocolate, how about Chocolate Town?
Oh,
now,
what's that?
If I said to you they're going to build a chocolate town, where would you think they'd build a chocolate town?
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Bingo! Hershey Park's upcoming Chocolate Town. And of course, the park itself, Hershey Park, is a theme park with 70 rides, a water park, and a zoo. And so they're adding to it now. They are opening Chocolate Town. And if you're imagining it to be full of chocolate, you're right. Next summer, they'll be opening the gates to a world all about chocolate. It'll have their 15th roller coaster, something called Candemonium. That's the roller coaster. And it's going to be the tallest, fastest, longest, and sweetest coaster they ever had. And then the Chocolatier Restaurant, Bar, and Patio, Milton's Ice Cream Parlor, and the Sweetery. The chocolatier will be serving food and drinks embedded with, of course, bits of chocolate. When you're at their ice cream parlor, people can watch creamologists make exclusive Hershey ice cream recipes. And at the Sweetery, customers can feast their eyes on professionals making Hershey treats in a confectionery kitchen. I think we should be doing our podcast from there.
I think that sounds like my kind of place.
Sell them on sending us there for our podcast.
I like that.
Thanks to Delish, the website, for that information. But it opens next summer, called Chocolate Town at Hershey Park.
Well, one more thing. I know that you do occasional train travel.
Yep.
And I know you like dining cars, right?
Love them.
Well, apparently they're going to be a thing of the past before too long. Gradually, they've been Amtrak has been phasing those out, the white linen dining cars.
I'm a member of the National Rail Passengers Association, and they've been talking about it and trying to figure out how to save them, but Amtrak's already been starting this on the East Coast.
But basically, they're going to a more, I guess, pre-packaged kind of snacky kind of a thing.
Let me give you an idea why they're doing it. I can give you the exact answer as to why they're doing it. Because the guy that runs Amtrak now came from the airline industry.
Oh.
Heck of a way to run a railroad.
That's exactly what the airlines pretty much did, yeah.
Exactly what the airlines did. So that's what they're going to try on Amtrak. And I think for the price, when you buy first class on Amtrak, that is, you get a compartment or a room, your meals come with it. There's going to be a lot of people questioning that price and questioning whether it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea. But
Especially
who am I?
if you're on a long trip, you know.
Yeah. Did they say when they're going to phase it in on some of the Western trains or what they're doing?
This fall it says they rolled out flexible and less social service is being rolled out this fall in one-night routes east of the Mississippi.
One night, yeah. Okay, I know the Cardinal and the Cardinal and one other have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to see him go.
And they said that they claim part of it is the younger generation is not interested in this kind of dining anymore.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Follow the money.
Yeah.
It's all about the money.
Yeah.
All right.
So, couple recipes. Ready for that?
Yeah, let me do one other thing.
All right,
and
sure.
I'll give you that. But
All right.
I want to talk about Ree Drummond for a minute because she has a new frozen food line to save you from your holiday stress. And it's going to be a whole bunch of foods, sauces, kitchenware goes with it, holiday meals, fancy mac and cheese, green bean casserole, broccoli cauliflower casserole, country corn casserole, sweet potato and kale casserole. And they're all going to be frozen and help you for the holidays. And since you brought up travel and Amtrak and I said they're running like airlines, here's a warning for you. If you're traveling, try not to put 20 bags of fiery Cheetos in your carry-on. A gal was heading to Korea. The reason she did it is because the people she's going to visit like them, so she was going to bring them some, and you can't find them where she was going. So she packed 20 bags in her carry-on. They stopped her, and they bomb tested each bag with a wipe-on they do because they didn't know what to do. They eventually let her go with her 20 bags, but it took a while for her to get through security.
You never think that would be a problem.
No, you wouldn't think so. They're all sealed and everything, but they put her through the hoops for 20 bags of fiery Cheetos.
Well, I've seen some of Ree Drummond's foods already in the stores. I know one of them at the store I went to recently, they were giving out samples of her barbecue sauce.
Ooh.
She's got all kinds of different food lines, not just frozen.
She's an empire. She's a
and
brand.
Beyond that, now she's got all these. Walmart carries all her cookware and all that kind of stuff. She's transformed the little town she's from with all kinds of businesses. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, she's a brand.
She definitely is. Well, to wrap up, we've got a couple of recipes. It's getting that fall time, so since we talked earlier about the McRib sandwich coming back to McDonald's, I thought I'd give this recipe for ribs in a crock pot, since it's, that's kind of a fall thing to do, is pull out your crock pot and start doing things with it. This calls for 3 to 4 pounds of spare ribs, 1 onion sliced, salt and pepper to taste, and then a 15-ounce bottle of your favorite barbecue sauce. You can get Ree Drummond's if you want to try it. And you just take the ribs and sprinkle them with salt and pepper. You want to brown them first, just slightly, and take off the fat. Put the onion in the crock pot, slice the ribs into serving-sized pieces, put those in, then pour your sauce over. And then you cover the pot, cook on low for 8 to 10 hours or high for 4 to 5 hours. Sounds easy enough, eh? Mm-hmm. How about a dessert for fall, too?
Oh, yeah.
Since, a lot of people are into the pumpkin flavors this time of year. Have a recipe for pumpkin pecan rum cake. Sounds really yummy. It's 3 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 sticks of butter softened, a cup of packed brown sugar, a 15-ounce can of pumpkin, 2 tablespoons of pumpkin pie spice, a teaspoon of salt, a cup of white sugar, 4 eggs, a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And there's also some ingredients for a glaze. That's a 1/4 cup of butter, 2 tablespoons of water, 3/4 of a cup of chopped pecans, a 1/2 cup of sugar, and a teaspoon of rum extract. Easy for me to say. So you just beat your dry ingredients together, your flour, spice, baking soda, and salt. Set that aside, and then your wet ingredients, your butter, sugar, add in your eggs and beat well, and then your pumpkin and vanilla extract. Mix all that well. Mix in the dry ingredients, and then you're going to do your glaze you melt the butter, the sugar, and the water. Bring that to a boil. Take it off the heat and add the rum. Now in a greased 10-cup bundt pan, you put the pecans in first. Pour the batter over. That glaze, I would make it later because I don't know why they gave that comes later. You bake the cake at 325 for 60 to 70 minutes. Cool about 10 minutes. And then you're going to poke holes in the cake with a long skewer. And that glaze, you pour half of it over the cake, let it stand about 5 minutes, invert it, and then pour the rest of the glaze over. And there you have pumpkin pecan rum cake. That sounds yummy.
I got a couple of teases for the folks listening to our podcast. On November 27th and again on December 24th, Ann and I are going to do a couple of live Listen to the Missus specials on WSGW Radio, which, by the way, you can stream anywhere at WSGW.com. We will be doing it 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time on the 27th of November and the 24th of December, ahead of Thanksgiving and Christmas. There'll be live shows, and we'll take calls. So we'll be looking forward to that. Also in December, and we'll have the date for you down the road, watch for our Christmas cupcake contest at the Maytag store here in Saginaw. We'll tell you more about that,
Those
too.
are always lots of fun.
Lots of fun. So those are things ahead for the Listen to the Mrs. crew. In the meantime, we thank you for joining us today here on this podcast. I'm Art Lewis.
I'm Ann Williams.
Till the next time, be safe.